Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another book video. I haven't done a book video since my Colleen Hoover one and it's doing pretty good. I'm kind of impressed. Thank you guys so much for watching that video. But today I have a book recommendation video and I'm gonna give you some romance book recommendations for you to start reading this year. So yeah, let's get into the video. Make sure to subscribe down below and turn on the notification bell so you get notified when I upload more videos. Let's get started. Okay, so let's start with my most recent read. So I literally read this book, I think like 2 weeks ago, and when I tell you guys that this book is amazing and it's so good, this is The Fine Print by Laura Nasher. Well, you guys recommended this book to me a bunch of times, like so many times, and I finally read it and it's so good, you guys, it's so good. So first of all, you need to read this book because the second one is coming out this year and I cannot wait, like soon. Because this is part of a series. This is like the Dreamland Billionaire series. So it's a series of like brothers. So this book is about the first brother, which is Rowan, and then the girl in the story is Sarah. So this also has the Grumpy Sunshine trope, which I love. It kind of has the co-workers. Yeah, it does have the like co-workers trope. The book also has spice. I wouldn't say it's the spiciest book ever, but it does have a bit of spice, which I loved. But I'm gonna read the back of the book so you guys kind of have an idea. And the back of the book has the 2 point of views of the 2 main characters. The book also has the 2 point of views of the 2 main characters. So for Rowan, it says, "I'm in the business of creating fairy tales, theme parks, production companies, 5-star hotels. Everything could be all mine if I renovated Dreamland. My initial idea of hiring Sarah was good in theory, but then I kissed her. Things spiraled out of control once I texted her using an alias. By the time I realized where I went wrong, it was too late. People like me don't get happy endings, not when we're destined to ruin them." And for the Sarah perspective, "After submitting a drunk proposal criticizing Dreamland's most expensive ride, I should have been fired. Instead, Rowan Kane offered me a dream job. The catch? I had to work for the most difficult boss I'd ever met. Rowan was rude and completely off limits, but my heart didn't care. At least not until I discovered his secret. It was time to teach the billionaire that money couldn't fix everything, especially not us." Yeah, overall, definitely you guys need to read this book if you haven't. Okay, let's go to the next book, which was recently released, and this is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. You guys know that she's my favorite author of all time. The book came out a couple of days ago, and you can now order it from your Kindle paperback, and you can also order it from Kindle Unlimited, so that's so cool. Like, I had no idea, but this is the book. Okay, so this is a romance. It does have romance, but it's kind of more. It has more to it, you know? The word that comes to mind is heartbreaking. Go read it like now, like it's just so good. But I'm gonna read the back of the book because I don't want to spoil anything, because I honestly have like a hard time explaining this book, so I'm gonna read the back of the book. So it says, "After serving 5 years in prison for a tragic mistake, Kenna Rowan returns to the town where it all went wrong, hoping to reunite with her 4-year-old daughter. But the bridges Kenna burned are proving impossible to rebuild. Everyone in her daughter's life is determined to shut Kenna out, no matter how hard she works to prove herself. The only person who hasn't closed the door on her completely is Ledger Ward, a local bar owner and one of the few remaining links to Kenna's daughter. But if anyone were to discover how Ledger is slowly becoming an important part of Kenna's life, both would risk losing the trust of everyone important to them. The two form a connection despite the pressure surrounding them. But as their romance grows, so does the risk. Kenna must find a way to absolve the mistakes of her past in order to build a future out of hope and healing." It's kind of like the process of her trying to reconnect with her daughter, and it's just overall really heartbreaking but beautiful. Like, one of the most beautiful books I've ever read in my entire life. This book is a masterpiece. It has everything. Go read it. And tell me about it because I am sure you're gonna love it. So the first 2 books that I mentioned are new adult. All of the age ratings are gonna be in the description, but I wanted to add some YA books. for my YA readers. So I have two romance books that I want to share with you guys. I think one of these books I actually have never actually recommended the book, you know? So let's start with A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. Again, this is a really heartbreaking, painful book, but it's a really YA kind of high school love, childhood best friends to lovers, plot twist. One thing I do want to say about this book is that I think it should have been a little bit shorter because it kind of gets a little bit repetitive. Besides that, it's just so amazing and cute. So let's read the back of the book so you guys kind of get a sense of what the book is about. One kiss lasts a moment, but 1,000 kisses can last a lifetime. One boy, one girl. A bond that is forged in an instant and cherished for a decade. A bond that neither time nor distance can break. A bond that will last forever, or so they believe. When 17-year-old Rune Christensen returns from his native Norway to the sleepy town of Blossom Grove, Georgia, where he befriended Poppy Litchfield as a child, he has one thing on his mind. Why did the girl who was one half of his soul, who promised to wait faithfully for his return, cut him off without a word of explanation? Rune's heart was broken 2 years ago when Poppy fell silent. When he discovers the truth, he finds that the greatest heartache is yet to come. When I think about it, I want to start crying, you know? Oh my god. But it's so good, you guys. The next YA book that I really recommend, is You've Reached Sam by Dustin Thau. This is a romance, a really different kind of book with romance. It talks a lot about grief. 17-year-old Julie Clark has her future all planned out. Move out of her small town with her boyfriend Sam, attend college in the city, spend a summer in Japan. But then Sam dies, and everything changes. Heartbroken, Julie skips his funeral, throws out his belongings, and tries everything to forget him. But a message Sam left behind in her yearbook forces memories to return. Desperate to hear him one more time, Julie calls Sam's cell phone just to listen to his voicemail recording. The connection is temporary, but hearing Sam's voice makes Julie fall for him all over again. And with each call, it becomes harder to let him go. What would you do if you had a second chance at goodbye? This is also so sad. But oh my god, the writing in this book is beautiful. It's just so beautiful, you guys. I always recommend this book. It's just amazing, you guys. If you haven't read this book, please, what are you doing? Go read it. Just so amazing. Okay, so I want to quickly mention two books that I love so much that I have talked about before, but I have to mention in this video. But if you haven't read Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, please go read it right now. It's a childhood best friends to lovers. It has a plot twist at the end that I did not see coming. It's just so amazing. I always recommend this book. I think I've read the back of this book a lot of times, so I'm just gonna mention it, but please go read this book. And the other book that I also always recommend that is so cute, so freaking cute, and just so I don't know, it feels very different to other romance books. This is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. The story is beautiful. I always say that this book is the definition of beautiful. The writing is beautiful. The love, the couple, the story, everything about this book is the definition of beautiful. I always say this. If you haven't read it, or if you wanted to read this book, this is the sign. This is your sign. Go read the book. But those are all the books that I wanted to share with you guys today. I'm actually kind of in a reading slump. I haven't been reading a lot, so that's why I haven't been doing a lot of book recommendation videos, because I don't have very new book recommendations. So bear with me, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless, and I will see you Tuesday with my morning routine. Finally, I'm filming my morning routine, so make sure to stay tuned, subscribe down below, and turn on the notification bell so you get notified when I upload more videos. And thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Oh, corks and bottles ready to pop out. Oh, no more crying.
We are knocking out another year of new loves.